So I decided to join the program. And after that, I've done 24K in the last 2 months. Organic strategy is just the best strategy right now. There's so much money to make doing it. So you just get a mentor that can guide you through the process. No matter what, you just make money.
How's everything? How did everything move?
It's good. It's good.
Give me a quick rundown. Like what happened? Like how? Like when you started? How much did you make before the program, etc. Sure. Well, it's good that you think that way. You shouldn't get the numbers to your head. Like let's get
Yeah.
them to your head.
I started around November last year, something like that. And I had like my first store and I did like $200 in sales, but it was not profitable. And then I created another store. I did 5K in revenue, but it was like 10% margins. I was struggling to get it profitable and it was TikTok ads. So it was very like up and down all the time. Yeah. So I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I watched Mikey on YouTube and then I saw how he went a whole year without doing anything. And then when he joined you guys, he just made like 5 figures right away. And that was pretty like convincing to me. And I watched a lot of the case studies and I knew that you were pretty legit just by watching all the case studies, watching Mikey and all of this. So I decided to join the program. That's how I started with you guys.
How did it go since then?
So I started off actually with a Facebook strategy and I did like 20K in revenue, but it wasn't like very profitable. But I decided to go over to organic when you guys pushed the organic in the program. And after that, yeah, it started to go pretty well.
Okay, I didn't know. So you did 20K before, from Facebook with strategy?
Yeah, like 18K, something like that. Yeah.
But it was all breaking even, or did it make some like a couple thousand?
Yeah, it was like 10% maybe, something like that.
And what about now?
Yeah, so now I've done 24K in the last 2 months.
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got 3 stores currently. So this is the first store. It's not anything special there, but it's like 1.4K.
Mhm.
And then I have this store. That's done 8.8.
Mhm.
And then I have which has done 14K. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so how much is all of this in profit at this point?
Like 55%. Yeah.
So like 12, 13K, something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
Got it, got it. So how does that feel now, finally?
I don't know. It doesn't feel that crazy, to be honest. It just feels like numbers on the screen, you know? And yeah, it's just numbers. I don't know. It doesn't feel that crazy yet, but maybe we'll
Yeah.
yeah.
What were the main challenges you actually faced to get here?
Before I joined the program, I just noticed that there was just a lot of tiny issues that I didn't know the answer to, you know, just like PayPal things and just, it could be anything, like how to upsell properly, how to do all these things. I just didn't know what I was doing. I didn't like trust myself. I didn't know if I should change this or change that. And I didn't know if that affected anything or how it affected it. So I feel like I needed somebody to help me out with that and someone to guide me. And I was sure I could make it if I had someone that could help me through it. So yeah.
What would you say, what helped you the most?
Just having like people like Jacob and Pepe and Tobias just asking them questions about anything, you know, like what I can change on the content, where I can improve, and just like tiny little things. If there's a PayPal issue, I can just send it in the chat and they have the answer. And instead of like, because if there's any issue you encounter on your own, you have to go through, look at YouTube and you have to go to Google and Reddit or anything and try to find it out yourself. And that's going to take hours and stuff like this. But if you have people around you that just already know the answer, you know, you can just send them a message and it saves a lot of time, you know, and yeah, it makes it very efficient. Yeah.
You said that you basically did a few strategies here with Facebook, with trying it by yourself, and then also with organic stuff. Maybe let's walk through the differences within Facebook ads versus TikTok. Like, what would you say were the main differences for you?
The margins are a lot better. And it's just like every time you get a sale with TikTok, it's just pure profit. No matter what, you just make money. But with Facebook, you can go break even and you can, like, you never go in minus when you're doing organic, you know? Every sale is like profit. And yeah, it's just that. And of course, the process is completely different. You have to make all these videos every day. And it's a lot of work, you know? Yeah, I feel like the organic strategy is just the best strategy right now.
How much more work would you say is it? than Facebook?
I would say way more, because on Facebook, you only need to kind of like create an ad. Yeah, you got to make creatives, but that is not in the same level as you create TikToks, you know. I do currently like 8 videos a day, and it takes like 1 hour on each video. So that's 8 hours just there. And then you have to handle the store and talk to customers and all these things. So it's probably going to take 10 hours a day, something like that. But with Facebook, you only need to run the ads and test products, and that's pretty much it. So it's way less, you know.
100%, way less. And you guys, everybody watching needs to understand, without crazy high budgets, you cannot really do anything on Facebook. You test a product, test 2, 3 products. What else can you do that day? You know, like without a high budget, because you could test a bunch of products, it's not possible to fill out your day with only Facebook ads. That's the general problem. And I've seen a lot of people kind of struggle with that, but it doesn't feel like a struggle because they just fill their time with bullshit and they're just refreshing the screen and doing bullshit on Facebook. And I'm sure you do the same when you like when you see the numbers and it does make sales and you start thinking of how to optimize all of those things. It doesn't really take 8 hours, but it feels like you're working that much. How was that for you? Like, did you also fill in like your time with bullshit, or were you actually just taking a couple hours and then no dropshipping at all?
I did a lot of refreshing and stuff like this, and a lot of unnecessary work that you feel like you're being productive, but you're not really being productive and you're not really doing anything. And yeah, I did a lot of that with the Facebook strategy. Yeah.
I think the beauty of organic is literally that you can scale by spending more time, and you build your skill more by spending more time. It's genuinely very difficult to scale Facebook by time. Like, you cannot build a skill of Facebook by doing 8 hours a day versus 2 hours a day. If you are a person who actually is dedicated and you really want to crush, it gives you a less opportunity to actually do that. Organic is difficult and it takes a crazy amount of time. It's actually difficult. However, it's still, from a duration standpoint, it's the safest and quickest way to make your first like 10K profit per month. It's 100%.
Yeah, everybody can do it. You know, you don't need any money. You just need to create a Shopify store that costs you like $1 a month. That's nothing. And you just need a product and a phone. And that's all you need to start. So the barrier of entry is really low, you know. So there's not really a risk doing it either.
When did you start dropshipping overall, like by yourself?
I found out about dropshipping last summer, after I finished my bachelor's degree. When I had the summer to think and reflect over anything, I realized that I didn't want to have this 9-to-5 job and everything like that. Watched all these like teenagers making like millions of dollars online, and like, if they can do it, then I feel like I can do it, you know. So what is this secret thing, you know? And I just Googled online like how to make money online. I just Googled that and I came across dropshipping. And from there, I just watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I didn't really start properly until like November last year. And yeah, my first store, I did like $200 in revenue. Yeah, I spent like $500 on ads, so it was not profitable. And then my second store, I did like 5K in revenue with like a 10% margin. And yeah, it was just up and down because TikTok ads is really unstable. I didn't know what I was doing, and like the days I was not unprofitable, I didn't know what I was going to do to change it, and it was just a mess, you know. I didn't know what I was doing. And at the same time, I watched Mikey on YouTube, and I just saw his journey, how he went from going a whole year without making any money, and then he joined your course, and like after like 1 or 2 months, he did like 5 figures right away, and that was pretty inspiring and convincing. So after that, I decided to join the course, and that's how it all started with you.
Did you ever feel like quitting after you actually started?
Not really. I was like pretty determined that I'm gonna make it. Like, if I can make 5K in revenue just by doing this for a few months, I was sure that I can do it better, you know. So I never really thought about quitting, to be honest.
And what were your goals in the beginning and getting into dropshipping? And also, what are your goals now?
Yes, in the beginning, you have very unrealistic expectations. You're seeing all these videos and you're thinking like, okay, I'm going to make 10 grand the next month. You know, you're having all these ambitions, but you realize that it's not that easy. It takes hard work and discipline. But I had very high goals, but I still have pretty high goals, you know, because I realize it's possible. I just want to make a proper, consistent income so that I can live off this, you know.
I think the main problem with everybody who sets their goal in the beginning, like, it's very difficult to think outside of like 1 or 2 months. And they basically think, all right, I'm doing this change now, I'm starting dropshipping. In the next 1, max 2 months, I'm going to be filthy rich. And that's how they basically see it coming. The problem is that it's possible to become super rich as long as you stretch the time horizon a little bit. You should never expect any results within 4 weeks, within 8 weeks. It's something which can happen, but it's not a given at all. And we had a bunch of case studies here on this channel where that was the case, but you shouldn't expect this at all. because you can get lucky in the beginning versus you can get unlucky, and something can be your strength or cannot be. Because with organic, there's a bunch of factors which are determining how fast everything is going to work. And in some cases, things just take longer and it's fine. How are your first videos when you started out versus the ones now?
Yeah, so I got told pretty early on that my videos were pretty good actually. So I
Mm-hmm.
jumped on good products pretty early, but I struggled when I jumped over to the good products. I like for a month I didn't really make it work. I struggled a lot, and it was pretty hard and demotivating when you're seeing like getting like 300 views on your videos, doing all this work and you're getting like no results. But I knew I was getting better and better, and yeah, after a while I saw that it improved a lot.
What were the main changes you actually did to start seeing success with organic?
I just posted, just posted and just asked asked Pepe and Tobias and Jacob and all these guys about like how can I improve, and they just guide
Mhm.
me, okay, and they say do this and that, and I just keep posting and it gets better and better, and yeah.
How many videos have you posted till you saw some results?
I think probably around like 150, 200 videos, something like that.
And but you said that your videos from the get-go were pretty good. The only problem was the product.
Yeah, mainly. But I think I had some issues with the accounts after as well, because like not on purpose, I reused the clip
Mhm.
in some of the videos. And I think I got like kind of a shadow ban because I had like less than 100 views for a lot of the videos.
Yeah.
And that's with the same product I'm doing now. I was very close on quitting on that product, but I decided to try one more time and just make a new account. And then it started to blow up, So
Mhm.
I think my videos weren't actually that bad. I just think the account was pretty bad with that one.
Understand. Are you doing this whole thing full time?
I have like a weekend job, so I work at weekends, but I'm doing this in the weekdays, basically. Yeah.
What do you mean weekend job? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I work like 5 days a month, nothing crazy. So it's like at weekends, like every other weekend, I work.
Is that the thing which covers your living expenses and you basically save up all the dropshipping money?
Yeah, I currently live at home actually, so I don't have a lot of expenses. But yeah, that's pretty much what covers everything. But it's
Yeah.
not anything special though. Like it's not a high income, to say it like that.
The job, you mean?
Yeah.
Did you tell your parents about dropshipping?
Yeah, I was supposed to go to like and do a master's degree this semester. I told them that I didn't want to do this and I wanted to do this business instead. And they didn't really like it that much, but yeah, I did it anyways.
Do they still not like it?
Yeah, I haven't really told exactly how much I've made, but I'm telling them that I'm making some money, but I haven't told them exactly how much. They are a little bit like skeptical still, They don't really believe it, but yeah.
That it's even real, or what do they not believe?
Yeah, that I can do this for a long time, that it's sustainable. They're thinking about like they want me to have a stable income, and all these things, but they don't think it will last, and the uncertainty, of having a business. So yeah, I think that's the main reason.
What was the main reason why you even got started with all of this? Like, what's the motivation behind it?
When I had some time to think, I just realized I didn't want to have this 9 to 5 job like for the rest of my life. I thought there was something else out there. I just like the freedom, the ability to run everything on your own and to kind of like don't have to be at the same job 5 days a week for like the rest of my life. I thought there was more to life than that, Yeah, I just want to make money on my own. And of course, I have ambitions to, make a lot of money. And I thought this was a great way to do it. Yeah.
For everybody who is thinking about organic generally, the first thing I want to say, you said like it takes 10 hours a day to actually make this work. That is the case. You can take 10 hours. And like we have people who are also doing it with like 3, 4 hours a day. However, it's just going to literally take double as long as if you do 10 hours because you can scale it that way. So this is something which everybody needs to understand going in. Consumes time. However, it's not going to happen forever. If you start to become advanced, you can hire people, hire creators who can do things for you. And this is also something which you can do with money. The only moment where you actually can start doing that is if you have money and if you also know how to make good videos, so you can make sure that the videos which your creators post are good. And it's very difficult. And I've had a bunch of people reaching out to me, hey, can I just pay creators right away to get started with them? Not really. If it doesn't work, what now? What do you tell them? Like, you fire them and take the next one and hope the next one is going to work? Like, it doesn't work that way. And you need to make sure that you actually understand what they're doing wrong and tell them, and you're able to give them feedback. And also, you're able to see if a person is good or not. And for a beginner, almost every video is going to look pretty good. And even though your first videos were decent, normally people coming in, their videos in the beginning suck, but they think they don't suck. They see them and they're like, yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to post that. That's the shit. It's definitely going to go viral, which is just not the case. And you're going to think the same exact thing for creators as well. So you cannot outsource it before you know what you're doing. After that, and you save, like when you save up some money and you know what you're doing, then you can start doing that. And that's something which is just the most scalable strategy, because all of a sudden you start scaling by spending money and not spending time, which is obviously limited by just your day. How does your day currently look like?
Yeah, so I currently do like 8 videos. And so I usually start the day with filming. I like to film everything first and then I edit in the evening. So I probably spend like a few hours filming, and later in the day, I just edit the videos basically. So yeah, that's how I do it.
Are you getting like bored of it, or is it something which you like, or is it like, is it fun or no?
Yeah, some days it's like the last thing I want to do is create TikToks, you know? Some days it's really, really annoying. And those are the days where it's the most difficult, but it's worth it in the end because, there's so much money to make doing it. So that's the one thing that motivates me in those times as well. But I got to be honest, there's sometimes I'm not that consistent. There's days where I haven't posted the videos I was supposed to post. And that's kind of like, a structure thing. I need to be better at discipline and work on scheduling better and stuff like this. So I can improve a lot, in that area. Yeah.
Are you doing the calendar structure?
Yeah, I'm doing it, but it's like on and off. Some days I'm not doing it, as other days I'm doing it. So,
do you see a correlation when you're doing it that you're more productive?
100%. Yeah. I don't think I've done 8 videos a day where I haven't done the calendar. It's always like, if I do the calendar, I usually stick to the 8 videos. And if I don't, then yeah.
It's just wild. This calendar structure is insane. And like for everybody watching right now who doesn't know what you're talking about, you have like a very specific calendar structure and how to structure your day the right way in the program. And if you do it, you become productive. And if you don't do it, you stay lazy. It's literally that. And I'm hearing it from everybody. The exact same day you fill the calendar out, all of a sudden you get shit done. The day you don't fill in the calendar, you don't get shit done. And it's that correlated. So you taking like 30 minutes in the morning to fill in the calendar is the reason why you're either going to be productive or not going to be productive. Even though it sounds like a magic pill, this is one of those things it actually is.
And it's like, I noticed that if I don't have the calendar, like you might feel like you're being productive, but you might spend like an hour on something that could have taken 15 minutes. And you can do this for like multiple times a day, and it just piles up. And then you're sitting there like 2 a.m. and you have 5 videos left. And it's like, and then you messed up. And that's why the calendar is so good,
What would you recommend a beginner who's starting out right now?
I would say take some time to figure out what dropshipping really is and realize that it's not something that is easy. It requires a lot of work and requires a lot of discipline. And it's not this like get rich quick scheme where you're just going to start and then you're going to make a lot of money. That's not how it works. So I would spend like the first few months just understanding what dropshipping is, and then try it a little bit for yourself. And then when you realize how difficult it actually is, then I would suggest to maybe get a mentor that can guide you through the process to make it a lot more efficient, a lot easier. Because if you go through all this on your own, it's just going to take way more time. It's all about how fast you want to make it work,
Yeah, 100%. And how would you describe like the program structure to somebody who's not in it?
Yeah, it's very good because you have like these live calls 6 days a week, and you just have a bunch of people together that just asks questions that you might have and something you don't know that you're wondering about. And this just kind of like network of a lot of people that just want to do the same. That is very valuable because you're surrounded by people who want to achieve the same things. And because on a daily basis, if you're doing this on your own, most people that you know are doing like regular jobs. They're not doing this. So it's very hard to kind of like, if you're just doing this on your own, it gets very difficult. But when you have people around you that are doing the same, it's way easier to get motivated, stay motivated, and get the information you need,
I've seen it so often where people just quit because you by yourself, if you don't have any external nothing, posting 8 videos a day is difficult. Like it's actually genuinely difficult. It gets very normal to not do it if you don't get feedback. If you don't see, hey, everyone is doing that, it feels like you're not missing out, you're not doing anything wrong. If you only posted 2 videos or 1 video or you skipped a full day, it doesn't feel like you're doing anything wrong because nobody tells you, number one. And number two is you don't have any reference points. Like you might be even thinking it's normal to post one video a day. I mean, one video
Yeah.
does a lot. It's not. And you don't understand that before you actually start seeing other people who are actually putting in the work. And the case studies show that sometimes where it's just people telling like everybody how difficult it is. Yeah, I think it's something which makes the process much more relatable. You see everybody is doing the same thing. People struggle and people succeed, and it's the same people. And that's the beauty of it. You see in the group call, somebody asks like dumb beginner questions, my videos, what about this video? Do you think it's shadow banned? And then the guys roast them and basically tell them how bad everything is and why they suck. And then a month later, you see them crushing it, doing 10, 20, 30K a month. And it's the same people. It's just them a little bit further along the way. And this is something where you understand, all right, everybody goes the same exact path. Let me just do the same. I'm just in the beginning. Cool. That's it. If you just understand that it's all a process and it's a skill, which is after you learn the skill, it's replicatable. After you learn how to go viral and convert, you basically are able to print money as long as you keep putting in the work. It's that. And it just gets more and more with better products, etc.
You just see all these people like Mikey and all these other guys just making a lot of money, and it just makes you feel like, yeah, this is possible, like there's so many people doing it right now, and yeah, it just motivates you and inspires you to keep on going. And yeah.
So for everybody who wants to get in, click the link below, sign up for a call. We're going to find out if you're a good fit. If yes, we're going to start. If no, then not.